2025 is shaping up to be an insane year for gaming, with huge titles from Bethesda, Gearbox, and even Rockstar on the horizon, epic RPGs, and chaotic loot shooters. There's a genre for everyone, and these are 15 must-play games you need to know about. Hey everyone, I'm Grime, and I'm just a dude who plays way too many games. 2025 is looking like an awesome year for gamers, and while we still don't have release dates for all the upcoming titles, we've got plenty of confirmed ones to dive into today, so don't worry, I've got you covered. Number 1 on the list is Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. This is an open-world, first-person RPG during medieval times. There will be a variety of weapons and combat styles to try out, such as on-foot combat, horseback combat, and even stealth options. The combat is gory and very visceral, with the first-person perspective. However, the original Kingdom Come Deliverance released in a very buggy state and left a lot of players feeling disappointed, but ended up selling over 8 million copies, so hopefully this release goes a lot better. The trailers look promising, and I'm interested to see where they take the second game. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is releasing February 11th. Number 2 is Civilization 7, created by Firaxis Games, who has been creating games since 1996. They also developed a little well-known game called XCOM Enemy Unknown. Maybe you've heard of it, I'm not sure. This is a turn-based strategy game where players are building their civilization through the ages, and then choosing to make diplomacy or war with neighboring civilizations. There are a variety of different leaders from different time periods you can choose to play as, and it's definitely one of the most fun aspects of these games. The scenery of watching your armies go to war with different technology is a great time, but with so few true RTS games on console, getting Civilization 7 Day 1 is going to make 2025 a great year for gamers that love the genre. Civilization 7 releases February 11th. And then at number 3 we have Tomb Raider 4-6 Remastered, releasing on February 14th. For those that don't know, these games are a third-person perspective action-adventure where you play as Lara Croft exploring locations for ancient artifacts. The original Tomb Raider games are iconic, from the scenery to the puzzles to solve. Most serious fans of the series probably already picked up the first 3 games remastered that released earlier last year. So now that the remaining games are getting remastered, fans will have access to the full set. However, this remaster does come with the option to play with using the original graphics and the ability to play with an updated control scheme. 2 big additions that make playing classic titles that much more enjoyable. To finally have the full set all together with games 1-6 is going to be amazing for fans that are nostalgic about this series. Alright, this next series has only recently gotten on my radar, and that is Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. Now, if you're not familiar with the Yakuza series, this series of games offers great combat gameplay with a story that doesn't take itself too seriously. The gameplay trailers show a very fast-paced and flashy combat loop. More on that in a moment, but most interesting is there is now ship combat. Even the ability to customize your ship. We're talking color schemes, the hull, the sails, and more. But you can also recruit pirates and level them up. It's even got crew deck battles, where you can board enemy ships and have full-on battles up close. There was one point in the trailer where the pirate ship had flame boosters shooting out of it to speed up the ship. I mean, it's pretty crazy. However, when you're not sailing on your ship, you can choose between 2 different combat systems called Mad Dog and Sea Dog. Mad Dog is all about quick fist fighting and dodging encounters, while Sea Dog lets you dual wield swords and use a chain hook to grapple enemies, and then you can shoot them with your pistol just to really add insult to injury. There is also a madness gauge that lets you do some big awesome attacks like summoning sharks or birds to attack enemies. It's a crazy mixture of elements, and I'm so excited to play this one, guys. 2025 is looking to be a very great year with a variety of games for all different players. Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii releases February 21st. And number 5 is Monster Hunter Wilds, another highly anticipated game we have seen a lot of footage of. The Monster Hunter series is all about hunting different monsters with unique and awesome weapons to get stronger. However, with so many different monsters to hunt, they won't be easy or simple to defeat. Monsters have different advantages based on where they are located and different strategies to defeat them. So there are a variety of ways to face down monsters you hunt based on your weapon selection and playstyle. If you're on the fence about the game, don't worry, because there's the upcoming open beta test on February 6th through the 9th and February 13th through the 16th. So we can all try it out and see for ourselves. Because of this, we know the developers are confident in the game. The official release of Monster Hunter Wilds is on February 28th. Now let's move on to number 6 on the list, a franchise almost everyone on the planet is familiar with, and that is Assassin's Creed Shadows. We've covered a lot of games so far, but 2025 is going to have a great variety of games for everyone. But let's focus on this game right now. So Assassin's Creed fans rejoice that the series is finally visiting Japan. But let's be honest, this game has had an insane amount of controversy around the choice of one of the main characters being Yasuke. Not to mention the game has had the release date pushed back 3 times now, and Ubisoft is probably not doing the best with a lot of fans right now. Even with all that happening, Ubisoft is claiming the latest delay is because they want to give the developers more time to polish the game and implement changes. However, at the end of the day, Assassin's Creed has been recreating the same formula since the first release. So as long as they hit the typical Assassin's Creed beats, I'm hoping Ubisoft can deliver a great game. Assassin's Creed Shadows is releasing March 20th, as long as there isn't another delay. Okay, so we've already covered some great games releasing, but now we're going to cover games that are planning to release in 2025 but don't have definite release dates yet. These are some of the most exciting titles, so stay tuned because you don't want to miss out. First, if you're not sold on the idea of Assassin's Creed Shadows and you're looking for a game in the setting of Japan, Ghost of Yotei might be exactly what you need to pick up this year. This is one of the most anticipated games this year. For those unfamiliar with the Ghost series, this is a sequel to Ghost of Tsushima. Released in 2020, it blew away people with its amazing story, characters, and graphics. If the developers just follow their playbook from Ghost of Tsushima, they'll knock it out of the park. My only complaint that I hope is improved is the amount of busy work to do. There were so many fetch quests that it seemed to just really pad out the runtime in Ghost of Tsushima, especially the Fox Shrines. However, I'm confident Sucker Punch will deliver yet another great game, but let me know in the comments what you guys think and if you're excited for Ghost of Yotei. Moving on to number 8 on this list, we have Death Stranding 2 on the Beach. For those unfamiliar, this game is from Hideo Kojima, the creative mind behind Metal Gear Solid. Death Stranding 1 has unique concepts, story, and fantastic graphics. Even though some have criticized it as being nothing but a walking simulator, if you don't like the story though, the gameplay probably won't hold your interest, but regardless, if you love it or hate it, you have to admit that Kojima is very good at producing strange and outlandish stories most people don't expect. Death Stranding 2 is probably just going to build upon that with a great story and a ride nobody sees coming. We can expect Death Stranding 2 on the Beach to release sometime in late 2025. Moving on to number 9, sometimes you just need to kill stuff and feel like an unstoppable force. A desire to carve up enemies in your way but not be weighed down by things like complex stories or long monologues stopping the action. Don't worry, I got a game for you, and that is Doom Dark Ages. This is the 3rd game from the modern series of Doom games. Fast-paced combat, a good arsenal of weapons, and an insanely good soundtrack is what these games are all about. This time around, the Doomslayer is fighting demons in a medieval setting, but this isn't hindering the creativity of the weapons available in this game. The trailers show a skull-crushing bone shard gun at one point, and a shield that can be thrown to kill enemies and block projectiles. I was so excited to see this. There's some insane stuff here, and Doom Dark Ages just looks so good. We are waiting to hear more about this title, but it is slated to release in 2025, so stay tuned. So, future grime here. As I was editing this video, we actually got a release date for Doom the Dark Ages. It is releasing May 15th, so just had to add a correction there. And I am so looking forward to this one. Number 10 is Mafia: The Old Country. Set in the early 1900s in Sicily, this prequel dives into the origins of the Mafia through the story of Enzo Favera. It's a time when crime families were rising to power, and the game promises to explore the dangerous and complex world of loyalty, ambition, and survival. However, this installment brings back the linear, narrative-driven style of Mafia 1 and 2, moving away from the open-world approach of Mafia 3. While details are scarce, the trailer teases tense confrontations and a deeply personal journey for Enzo, hinting at a moral dilemma and the cost of power. But we do know Mafia: The Old Country is planning to release summer of 2025. It's looking like a great year for fans of the Mafia series. Okay, so we visited some Monster Hunter games, some Pirate-esque games, and some strategy RTS style games. But now at number 11 is Hell Is Us, a brand new IP from Rogue Factor that promises to deliver a haunting and unique experience. From the trailers, the game game made me think of Returnal or Death Stranding, but its true inspiration comes from the sci-fi film Annihilation. In this third-person action adventure, you step into the shoes of Remy, a dude tasked with battling terrifying monsters known as Hollow Walkers. Armed with melee weapons like swords and axes, each with distinct attack styles, the combat looks to be varied and to offer some variety with players. With its intriguing blend of action, exploration, and unsettling atmosphere, this game has me hooked. While there still isn't a ton of info on this game, we can expect Hell Is Us to launch sometime in late 2025, and it's already shaping up to be one of the year's standout titles. Coming in at number 12 is Borderlands 4, another huge reason why 2025 is shaping up to be an incredible year for gamers. First revealed during the Game Awards of 2024, this highly anticipated sequel has me extremely excited. If you've played a Borderlands game before, you already know the deal. Insane, over-the-top, first-person looter shooter action. For newcomers, let me tell you, these games are an absolute blast, and the loot system is unmatched. You'll be swimming in ridiculous, wildly creative weapons that keep the gameplay fun. Hopefully this time around, Gearbox can step up the storytelling, because Borderlands 3 delivered on gameplay, but left some fans wanting more from the plot. Then again, the series has always been more about the insane action than the story, and that's part of what makes it so fun. While we don't have a concrete release date yet, Borderlands 4 is expected to drop before the end of 2025. With its trademark chaos and mountains of loot, it's just another reason why 2025 is going to be a banger year for gaming. Next on the list is Grand Theft Auto 6. Now I know it's almost a running joke to expect an actual release date from Rockstar, but hear me out. The game is technically scheduled for late 2025, and even though Rockstar is notorious for delays, just knowing that a new GTA is officially on the horizon is enough to get everyone hyped. Think about it, GTA 5 first dropped all the way back in 2013. That's over a decade of waiting, but if there's one thing Rockstar knows how to do, it's deliver absolute amazing games that redefine gaming as a whole. And with the insane expectations surrounding GTA 6, we can safely bet this will be a must-play the moment it launches. At number 14, we've got Dying Light: The Beast. If you've played a Dying Light game before, you know exactly why this series stands out. It's not just another zombie game, it's a masterclass in blending intense parkour with heart-pounding combat. And let's not forget the atmosphere, especially at night. Few games can make you feel as vulnerable and terrified as Dying Light. While the last game got some flack for its lackluster story, the parkour and melee combat have always been the real star of the show. If Techland doubles down on those strengths and introduces some fresh mechanics, The Beast could be a fantastic new entry in the franchise. With its potential to deliver high-energy gameplay and those unforgettable nighttime zombie encounters, Dying Light: The Beast is another reason 2025 is shaping up to be a killer year for gaming. At number 15, we've got Elden Ring: NIGHTREIGN. Don't let the name fool you, this isn't a sequel but a standalone game set in the Elden Ring universe. While it uses assets from the original, NIGHTREIGN is carving out its own identity by shifting the focus to multiplayer action. In this new adventure, players will team up to explore open landscapes, battle relentless enemies, and gather power before facing a powerful boss at the end of each night cycle. The dynamic blend of exploration, combat, and cooperative gameplay offers a new twist on the Elden Ring formula, and it's already generating serious excitement. With its unique spin, Elden Ring: NIGHTREIGN is shaping up to deliver an exciting new take on the franchise. While we'll have to wait a little longer, the standalone adventure is expected to drop later this year, and it's already one of the most anticipated releases. So there you have it. 2025 is absolutely stacked with incredible games to look forward to. The only thing left to do is make sure you're ready to play them in the best way possible. If you're on PS5, I've got you covered. Check out my video on 14 PS5 tips everyone needs to know. It's on the screen right now. Thanks for watching. Until next time.